Ohio, and you are listening to Barbecue Central.
Start the game! Let's go!
We'll do it live.
Okay.
Well, do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike your match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Hey, good evening, and welcome to the really big Barbecue Central show. This is the show that talks about all things that are important to the world of barbecue and grilling. The show originating from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Bomb City, USA, Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I am your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evenings, a live fire, fun, and frivolity show. If you would like to get in contact with the show this evening, or you would like to follow the show during off-show hours, here's how you do all that.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to Greg at bbqcentralshow.com. Follow us on all the social media channels at BBQ Central Show. And be sure to subscribe to the show podcast feed on your favorite podcast platform.
Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, the BBQ Central Show.com. And here's what's happening. Gang, if you can believe it, we are now in the first Tuesday of May. Yes, getting halfway through the year. And of course, it's going to be Malcom Reed leading us off. So excited to talk to Malcom as we do each and every month. Doubly excited that his tech expert, Tyler, and I chopped it up for a little while yesterday, making sure all the connections were together. I think what we've come to find out is, in large part, Google Chrome and my streaming software, which I don't rent per month, but I purchased, vMix, seems to be at competition with each other, and they are not playing nicely. Thusly, you would recall last month, through no fault of his own, but Malcom's superb studio and sound equipment and everything decided to not play well with Google Chrome, as it had for any number of months and years, playing nicely right along. And then last month, it decided not to do that. And we did the interview anyway because Malcom has showed up the right way many times, has the traveling gear, like all that. So one time, no problem, easy pass, and it is a, now, to me, known Google Chrome issue that we have to contend with from a guest standpoint. If you are a Mac user, it appears not to be as prevalent as it is on Windows machines, but the way to work around that, as I send out the instructions, is to use, and I can't believe I'm going to say it, Microsoft Edge. I don't remember the last time I told anybody to use a native Microsoft web browser for anything. But in this case, and I believe we have Wes Wright to thank for it, if we look back through the annals of how long this has started to rear its head, Wes Wright had just happened to connect through Microsoft Edge one time, and this was a number of months ago, and said, oh, well, I just used Edge, and it seemed to work just fine. That might have been on a night where I was having extreme connection issues, and through no forethought of his own, just using Microsoft Edge, one of the 5 people that must have been using Microsoft Edge at the time, I have now surmised that that is the workaround until Google Chrome can get its shit straight. But it might not. And I'm not going to get a new piece of streaming software because this was very difficult to put together and I can't do it anymore at this stage. So, all that being said, tested again. Malcolm sounding top notch. And, well, look at here. Bobby Rebby just joined the show, everybody. There she is, coming in from Pittsburgh. Come by 10:35 for a drop-in if you want.
Okay.
Or 9:35 for a drop-in if you want. Come in after Malcolm.
Okay.
Or you can come in 9:35. You can send Q down at 10:35.
Okay.
We can have a grilling session, and I don't mean cooking. I mean me asking pointed questions. Grilling session, if you know what I mean. All right. So we'll see. There we go. That was my tease. Well, I was going to tease. You never know who we might see in studio tonight, but the cat is out of the bag. It could be Bobby Rempe in as close as 30 minutes from now, or an hour and 30 minutes from now. And perhaps her boyfriend, Quinton, either together or separate. So, Malcom Reed is starting off this show, and then we'll move to the second hour. 14 past the second hour, of course, Sam the cooking guy. Wow. It is a show to beat all shows with plenty to talk about, plenty to look forward to. We are in May, so you know we have a huge competition coming up in a few short weeks, Memphis in May. That's got a new look to it as well. Of course, we'll get updates and feedback and thoughts on the ever-evolving Barbecue World Cup, some new things going on there. So lots to get to, and stay tuned. If you want to follow the show, you can do it through the social media handles of the following: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, all with the handle at BBQ Central Show. And of course, we're saying good evening to all of you watching tonight through one of the video streaming platforms. Go to Facebook.com/BBQ Central Show to watch, or you can go to YouTube.com/@BBQ Central Show, where we do have a new YouTube poll question of the week. And we're asking everybody, including all guests, would you rather have long nose hair or long ear hair? And currently 100% of you are saying long nose hair. I'm going to be honest. I saw the 100% and I thought for sure that was going to be ears. Given the choice and you have to choose between one or the other, I mean, that's just there's no other answer than having long ear hair. I couldn't imagine having long nose hair. I might be able to put myself in a position where I can hide my ears in a certain fashion. But, I mean, the nose is straight there, and even worse from a side profile. Oof, long nose hair. I don't know if there's anything worse than long nose hair. So I'm going to choose ear hair for me, but we'll see what Malcolm has to say, and Bobby, Q, Sam the cooking guy, and the rest of the YouTube voting public as we work through what could be a 120-minute show tonight. It could be a little less. If it's a little less, I'm not going to cry. We have an early bell in the morning tomorrow for a huge corporate event down in Columbus. I know. Corporate headquarters, 30 minutes away. Let's drive 2 hours and 30 minutes away for a corporate event where the likes of Lieutenant Governor and former Ohio State football coach Jim Tressel will be speaking. I don't know on what. And then there's some additionally hired motivational / team building folks. Come on, are you ready? Is it possible that we could turn the executive leadership and the what am I called? Senior leadership and executive leadership teams even more focused than we currently are? I doubt it, but CJT and whoever these motivational speakers are really going to try and make us even better corporate professionals than we already are. And then for my reward, I'll be staying this evening. I'll be staying Wednesday evening, taking a little Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse, of course, because when I'm in Columbus, I am in Jeff Ruby's. And then we have a one-on-one, me and my South Region sales manager, first thing Thursday morning before I head back to Cleveland. Wow, it's going to be a whirlwind 24 hours, and I can't wait to start it in less than 12 hours from now, as I will be ushering Bobby and Q, dropping them off at 0600 Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, where they're going to be going down to visit my parents for any number of days, and then immediately I'll be pushing down to Columbus from there. So that's how the show is laying out. We are still at 100% on nose hair, the long version winning. But we'll see how it works. I tried to figure out a way to not bring up what everybody emailed in over the course of the week, and it had to do with the embedded correspondence segment, and I'm not even going to dive into it any further than that, but if you heard it, you know what everybody was emailing about. That may or may not make an appearance on the show tonight. But you wanted it in the open, but no. I figured out a way to talk around it. Good for me. I'm the professional.
Hello?
I said I'm the professional. All right, Malcom Reed is ready to go. And before we get to him, I bet you didn't know. Malcom, not only are Malcom and I handsome, we have that in common, but we also cook on Primo grills. That's right. Big fans. What do you get with a Primo? You get the real ability to do true two-zone cooking. Two-zone cooking is very important to both professional and backyard cooks alike. It's the best way to manage a fire and cook with confidence. However, getting a two-zone fire in a round ceramic cooker isn't very realistic. Why? Because it's round. Enter Primo Grill and their game-changing oval design. The shape gives you the ability to execute that two-zone setup that you desire. It also gives you the other ceramic grill benefits as well. And when you break it down, there's more than 60 different ways to cook on the Primo cooker. If you are somebody that loves accessories, you're in luck, because Primo has a number of accessories that will really enhance, dare I say, complete your Primo Grill's cooking experience. Only sold through dealers. Find one near you, primogrill.com. That's Primo, Primo, primogrill.com. And here's the bottom line. Best ceramics in the biz. Yes, we've talked about that. Patented technology, of course. They are on top of the IP game. True two-zone cooking capabilities with multiple sizes of ovals. Yes and yes. Visit a Primo Grill dealer near you, won't you? Primogrill.com. Follow them on the Facebooks and the Instagrams. I have some unboxings to do too, maybe? What aren't you going to find on the show tonight? Two media mavens, the biggest names in their respective industries, and unboxings, and family talk? Where are you finding that?
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Some rapid emails coming in demanding that I talk about what they wrote in on what they wanted me to talk about, and the top of the show reiterating the topic that they wanted me to talk about in the emails that were just sent over the last minute. It remains a no at the moment. It's tabled. Joining me now is the first Tuesday of the month regular guest, 14 past the first hour, and he has done such for decades. and he is Malcom Reed. Hey, Malcolm.
What's happening, Greg? I hope you can hear me this month.
Man, we love it. Sounds great. We could hear you last month, but this, when you have the pro setup, the dulcet tones of Malcom Reed serenade our eardrums, and that's what we want to hear.
All right.
We have a YouTube poll question of the week, Malcolm. We're asking everybody, including all guests, would you rather have long nose hair or long ear hair?
I'm gonna go nose. I already had some upper lip hair.
Yes, all right.
I might as well add some nose hair.
That's right. So you are with 100% of the YouTube voting public with nose hair. I opted for ear hair, thinking that nose hair was a little odd. But now that you're talking about having the mustache, full beard situation, I can see that. So Snot Locker is boat racing. Would you rather? At the moment. I wanted to get your take on this, Malcolm. So I've been utilizing artificial intelligence to create podcast artwork. I used to just put the same image every time in the old audio podcast feed and then realized, if you wanted to make a separate piece, something you could hang on each individual episode, but me and social media and minutia, I'm not going to put in the time. I'm not going to put in the effort. However, with the advent of this here AI, a lot of things have become a lot easier. I've become what I feel might be a little bit more proficient than the normal ham and egger on prompting various artificial intelligence platforms. And this afternoon on my lunch break, I said, I'm doing a podcast episode with Malcom Reed from How to Barbecue. Act as a image expert and research specialist on the internet and do a deep dive on Malcom Reed, and then come back with a podcast artwork for the Barbecue Central show with Malcolm and I in it. And make sure you specifically mention subscribe on iTunes and subscribe on Spotify. Mention Malcom Reed name and How to Barbecue Right. Also mix in some podcast images in the background and some grilling and barbecue images in the background. Do you want to see what it wrote up for me?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Now you tell me what you think here. Do we have a winner?
I guess you could see a resemblance.
I'm going.
I like all the background stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, who's that old guy on your left? I mean, you got a nice tan going on.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't know who that guy beside you is.
Well, this is Malcolm. I mean, he's got great hair, of course. I mean, you got great hair. The beard. I'm going to say the beard is probably the most.
The beard spot on.
Yeah. How to Barbecue Right shirt. Okay. I mean, that's anything. Anybody could have made that. I feel like I look like a cross between generically Middle Eastern and Bob Barker and maybe a sportscaster in some way.
That's what I was thinking. That's ESPN, man.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know, uncomplimentary, but I always like to think I probably look better than I really do. Where it nailed, of course, yes, in the background here we have some podcast headphones. We got the XLR cables in the back, a Weber kettle, of course, smoker off to the shoulder of Malcom Reed here. The big Barbecue Central show we love. I guess this is an attempt at rubs and spices here next to Malcolm on the left. But then you have subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Spotify winner there. All things considered, there's no way I was going to be able to freehand that. If I contracted somebody to draw that, I would be pissed that I spent the money and got that result. But in the grand scheme of things, it's going to go up. It'll sit there. Somebody will be like, better than text. And I think the Google bots and all that stuff, like images and, whatever else. So I think all in all, I'm going to give it 4 out of 10. What are you giving it out of 10?
I'll go that. I'll go 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Yeah. All right. You're always busy. You're always up to something. So, what are the latest things either going on at the store or going on in the life of How to Barbecue Right?
Well, it's barbecue season, so it's time to start cranking up some more recipes and content. But, man, I've started up a couple more businesses, so I've got a full plate. So, yeah.
What are the businesses?
Oh, we have a new grassroots seed and supply company where we're selling agriculture products mainly for hunting, like food plots and stuff like that. Some of it's cover crops for farmers, and then we've got some feed for animals and things like that. So, and then I've got a marina going down in Venice, Louisiana. So if anybody
have
likes
a
to deep sea
marina?
fish, man, I got the spot for you. Yeah.
Holy, but you got, is it like slips?
Yeah. We've got boat storage, we got dry storage, we got condos, we got a hotel, we got you set up in Venice, Louisiana. If anybody goes down there, it's called Cypress Cove Marina. So check it out.
Where is Venice, Louisiana in relation to somewhere I would maybe have heard of?
Go to New Orleans and then keep going as far south to the road stops, and you're there.
Really?
So it's it's probably about an hour 15 minutes south of New Orleans.
How does a marina avail itself to you to even consider? I think when we talk about in business, we're always talking about diversifying the portfolio. I think this is a textbook example for somebody that knows Malcom Reed. It's a live fire guy. So diversification from you is getting outside of YouTube, making merch, doing sauces and rubs, doing cooking classes, opening up the retail store that also sells barbecue and grilling stuff. So diversification within the industry that you really have a foothold in. The feed and supply store, I mean, that's going to be a whole another set of questions here. But it feels like the most, I don't know, I guess I could see that you're a hunter, outdoorsman. Yeah. I don't know if you would have gave me 100 or 1,000 guesses that I would have guessed you got into the marina business. So how does that happen?
Well, so I started hunting with a group of guys out in Texas. We have a ranch that we rent out there, and they all had boats that they kept down at this marina. So when they weren't hunting, they were down fishing, and just got to hanging out with them. And the opportunity come up. The gentleman that owned the marina wanted to retire. He wanted out, and so we started kicking some numbers around and said, "Hey guys, this is doable with the a little bit of financing. We can come up with the amount we need between us, and we could take over this thing, and we'll get somebody down there to run it, and all put our skills into it, and hopefully make it something." So
you have
that's the goal.
It's you and hunting partners.
Yeah. I've got a few buddies in it with me. Up.
Are you all in it evenly from a money standpoint?
Well, I don't have a boat yet, so they've got boats that we charter with, so they've got a little bit more invested than I do because of their boats and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty split up. So it's split between I think about 6 of us. So
really,
yeah,
I've always heard in business you don't want to ever have partners. It always is going to end bad.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is my first endeavor into a marina, and so far it's going great.
What kind of due diligence do you do, or like is one of you the CPA, or that has like the background of being able to comb through all those details with whoever the owner is to get like a past 5 or 10 year picture on what revenue is and where GP is and all that fun stuff?
We had to hire some people that knew all that. We had to go, we had to get a legal team, and we had to get accountants, and then we all, for our individual interest, we got to talk to our people and see if it made sense. And before the bank would loan us any money, they had to dive into it too. So they probably got way further than we did. But all in all, it worked out. So.
How many boats can you put in this place? If you sell out, how many are under roof or slip or condo or whatever?
Man, that's a good question. I think the storage would probably hold.
Oh, right. You got the barn too, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's probably 40, 50 slips for boats that are on the water. There's some houseboats, some condos, a hotel, and then there's a dry storage building that'll probably hold, depending on the size of the boats, I bet it would hold nearly 80 boats. So
could you be towards 200 in total?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually like that on weekends down there. I mean, the fish and snapper season just started, and we had a tournament last week. We got one coming up at the end of the month, that right after Memorial Day. So there's a lot of stuff going on down there this time of year.
Snapper season, like turtles, or red snapper?
Red snapper. Yeah.
Don't let me shock you with my outdoorsman knowledge. Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, that's just fascinating. So, like, can I buy a slip? Do I do like a year over year renewal?
We rent them.
Like
we rent them, and we definitely rent them. That's how they go. You pay a fee to keep your boat there, and there's fuel available. Everything you need. There's a store you can buy live bait.
What's boat fuel running these days?
I think diesel's like $5.79 right now. Gas, last I saw, was $4.25, something like that. So it's not too crazy over what it is. Yeah, what it is. It's about 75 cents higher typically on the water than it is the closest little store.
How much is it? How much is gas? Like if you're filling up your truck or something right now in Hernando?
I want to say it's about $3.59, something like that.
What?
Diesel's closer to $5.
There's no way. $3.50.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I drive a diesel, so I know I'm paying $5.
Yeah, holy shit!
I haven't bought regular gas in a minute.
Unleaded. I just filled up today, and I made a mistake. I was down at a business meeting in the middle of nowhere yesterday, and I saw like what is about a 50-cent deviation from the last time I filled up, and I said, "Oh, prices must have went down. I got to fill up today." And when I went to the gas station, it was not where it was yesterday. It's $5 a gallon for gas here in Cleveland. Yes.
Yeah.
$5.
Y'all are a lot higher than we are down here, yeah.
Well, guess who's moving to Hernando, Mississippi? Rhymes with me.
Come on down.
I think we could take over that whole state.
We could try. We could definitely try.
I mean, geez, $3.50. I mean, that's definitely worth it. I mean, that's damn near $2 less a gallon than what I'm paying up here. I thought, I can't believe it's that much less.
How much is diesel in Ohio?
Towards $6.
Yeah. So
I feel like diesel there is, like diesel everywhere is just higher no matter what, but I had no idea that there was, unless I look at California, that always seems to be much higher in an octane version, but I thought otherwise we were, within 25 or 30 cents of each other, but I didn't think you were still in the mid threes. I mean, I'd give my left and right arm for mid threes at this point. So T-Jax said he paid $3.80. Oh, is that Tyler? T-Jax?
Yeah, that's Tyler.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so
he's monitoring.
Yeah, $3.80. Jeff and Dreezy, $4.10 in Minnesota, and looks like it was $4.17 a gallon at Walmart where Tyler was filling up. So wow, this is quite the gap in fuel. Who knew we were going to be talking about fuel on the segment tonight? All right, so and then the other business is the feed and. What's a cover crop?
So cover crop is like clover, wheat, stuff like that. Stuff you put in a field. Like after you harvest a field, you put something back in it, kind of rotate to put some nutrients back in the ground by letting the crop. So you don't just have bare ground sitting there that fills up with weeds.
So would that be like after you took up your corn, you put down cover crop?
Yeah, typically people will come back and they'll put in some winter wheat. Something like that, something that'll grow and sustain all winter, and then when they come back, they can kill it off and plant right into that.
They don't cut that down, and it's not like hay.
It's not really a cash crop. No.
Boy, I mean, I just realized how much I don't know sometimes, and here I am right in the middle of not knowing a whole bunch of nothing. I didn't know if snapper meant a turtle or a fish, and I'm getting my agriculture lesson in here as well. All right, so
come down to Mississippi, Greg. We can show you a thing or two.
Yeah, I better. So one of my best customers, all he does is, he's a hay farmer, and I know when he doesn't want to talk because, he never answers my calls, and usually he does. But he'll finally answer if I call him a couple different times, and he's like, I'm in the tractor doing what I love the most. Call me back in 2 days. And I was like, oh, you're cutting hay or whatever. Just like, yeah, I'm on my second cut or third, whatever. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But he loves it, and he's a trucker, but trucking seems to be financing his love of farming, which evidently is very expensive too. So luckily, eggs and milk seem to be paying the bills. From a live fire standpoint, Malcolm, events that you might have coming up that you'd like to talk about? You're going to be trotting down and taking in the sights at Memphis and May in a couple weeks?
Probably, yeah. I'm really excited about that open fire category they have going on Thursday. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a chance to run down there and go see some of my buddies and hang out. I mean, I probably won't be there on contest day. I know how serious it gets, and Heath Riles is going to be trying to repeat this year, and there's a bunch of all the great teams will be there. So I usually don't mess with those guys on Saturday, but Thursday and Friday would be days that I would slip down there and see what's going on, and maybe have a cold drink with some of them.
Typically, I don't look at barbecue competitions as being repeatable as far as grand championships are concerned. But I think Memphis and May has certainly seen a share of repeat winners, sometimes three-peat winners. What do you like about Heath Riles' chances of repeating this year?
I mean, he's a solid rib cook, but the problem is it's very hard for a rib team to win. It had been a lot of years until he did it last year. And so for a rib to come back and do it again, stars are going to have to align. If anybody could do it, he could do it. But, to me, if I had to put my money on, I'd put my money on shoulder. Shoulder categories do, it seems like. So there's been plenty of hogs here in the past few years, and ribs finally came back around. So I would think one of those shoulder teams might get lucky this year.
If you had to pick a shoulder team to win it all, and I'm giving you $200 to bet on, who are you betting?
Yeah. Man, I'd probably go with Mark Lambert. He slips in there.
Oh,
he's one that's always up there.
Just because I would like to see the tie get broke, I would like to see Chris Lilly win one in shoulder.
Count. You never can count.
Yeah.
Can't count Chris out.
He's
never.
solid. Yeah. And then I feel like I would like to see Myron Mixon win too. I would like to see one of those two guys win. If for nothing else, then to that be the person that has one up over everybody else, because they have been tied. I feel like there was a time when a couple years, 3 years, 4 years had passed, and neither of them had won. But I still felt confident that it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like there's so much time that has passed. I don't feel like it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It doesn't slow down, and there's all kinds of good teams coming up, and things just change. But those guys, they've been so consistent. What's the number? Is it tied at 6 or tied at 7? Do you know?
It's 5.
It's 5. So 6 would be the one that would. Yeah. I could see it. I could see Chris or Myron doing that.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. So I hope you have a safe trip down there. You see everybody you need to see. And I'm surprised nobody lobs a phone call to Malcom Reed to ask him to come in the tent, or maybe be a secret taste tester, or impart some wisdom.
I've had a few. I've got a big trip planned. I'm leaving to go to Miami to go cook with, I don't know if you know Guga Foods, but he's real big. So I'm going to get to go down. He invited me down to do some videos with him, and I couldn't pass that up. So I'm going to be leaving and flying out. So I'm definitely going to try to get to Memphis in May Thursday. Then I may get to shoot down there a little while Friday. Then I got to hit the road. So
I think this is what it's going to sound like when you're with Guga. Oh, hello, Malcolm. I want you to marinate the steak for 580 days in soy sauce and ketchup. Okay. Cheers, everybody. What do you think? I think it was pretty good.
That's a great impression. Spot on.
I had to get right on the mic. Malc, always appreciate the time, and we will see you again in June.
In June, we'll be halfway, man.
No doubt. It easy, Greg. Alrighty, there he is, Malcom Reed right there. Doing it as only he can, and getting my spot-on Guga impression right at the end. Guga is like, he's got creep voice in his voiceovers, but then when he's doing the review at the end. We're going for a joint interview? Wow. I don't know how well that's going to look, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Hello?
Sorry. All right. We're setting up for a 9:35. So while logistics are happening that you can't see, Chuckles is running. I want to tell you that this segment is, that this show is proudly sponsored by our pals at Fireboard. Fireboard Spark, Fireboard Beacon, the Fireboard Pro, the wireless Fireboard Pulse. Experience total control over all your devices from anywhere in the world with the Fireboard app. Discover more by visiting fireboard.com or by calling 816-945-2232 today. That's our good friends Ted Conrad and the gang over at Fireboard. And again, that's fireboard.com. We're back with in-studio guests. Stick around, be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
And we thank Malcom Reed for joining us last segment. Still shy of 2 million YouTube subscribers, but he's getting so close. 1.98 still as of last check today. If you want to help them push over, it's howtobbqright.com and then follow the link over to the Facebook page, YouTube page, or you can just go youtube.com/@howtobbqright. In this open segment, we are being joined by former defensive back for Seton Hill University, where over his collegiate career, he amassed 487,000 tackles. He had 48 sacks his senior year alone, setting a record in the PSAC and a school record. Also intercepted 17 times, running more than halfback for touchdowns, just barely missing being drafted into the NFL because of his prowess. We are welcoming in our pal, Quinton Posey. Hey, Quinton.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Glad that you guys were able to make it back here safe. And a quick turnaround as you are flying out early morning tomorrow to head south to the likes of Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to, what are you most looking forward to in a Sarasota?
I'm looking forward to the weather. It's been a little back and forth in PA. You know, one day it's cold, one day it's warm. So getting a little bit of that 80 degree plus weather would be nice.
Yeah, sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
Vitamin D, feeling good.
Exactly.
I didn't mention this on the show a month or so ago. We were up, was it Easter or something like that? Made the visit up there. And there was an altercation with, I want to say it's your neighbor. I mean, technically he owns that house, but I guess for the folks that don't know, nobody knows, but I was full part and parcel of this whole excellent event. What is going on with the neighbor, and have there been any more in front yard scream downs with voices echoing up and down the hills of the suburbs of Pittsburgh?
So no, actually since that day, everything's been smooth. I haven't had anyone come back and say anything.
Have you seen him since?
Have not seen him. Yeah. Actually, there was a guy that came to the house the other day. It looks like maybe the state, someone maybe took over the house. But yeah, that guy's not been around, which is a good thing. No, hopefully no more arguments. That was a one-time thing, hopefully. So
I was lucky to be there that day.
You were the whole family. Actually,
the heat was up, and the straw broke the camel's back. Yeah, wow. And I think what we've learned is he didn't really have a great command of his emotion.
He did not.
He didn't want to talk like a adult human man being.
Yeah.
And instead, a lot of yelling.
Not a
lot of substance behind it. But as we started to unravel and talk humanely to this deranged lunatic, he really had a problem with your landlord.
Yeah, for sure. He was mad about the rocks, and I think just there must have been some built-up animosity over the past years with the landlord, I'm assuming. he said he was talking about that. He was talking about that wall majority of the time. You guys had the wall here and that, and then he threw the rocks in our yard. But yeah, I think the animosity is more so with the landlord. It wasn't really with us. I think it's just, like I said, some built up aggression that he had to get out. And then also with Bobby parking in front of his house kind of set him off a little bit too. But
now, not in his defense, he does put his own store-bought construction cones in front of what he appears to think is his portion of the street, which of course, as we all know, no human being owns a part of the street. That's city-owned stuff. They're maintaining it. So he has no right to put cones anywhere he wants in that street. Bobby wants a place to park. She looks up and down the street. Nothing is available except these cones. And I assume a lot of people might be driving up and down that street, don't realize that these cones aren't put officially out. I mean, they don't say City of Pittsburgh or, you know, whatever township of this and that and the other thing. They just see orange cone. Oh, okay, I'm not even going to bother. And they just keep going. You guys are hip to the fact that this guy is a toolbox, that he's setting out these cones. So when there is no parking spot for Bobby to park in, she moves the cones, takes that spot, and that heightens him even more. And it just crescendos on that day, on that Easter day or whatever it was.
right.
Yeah. Great.
Yep. Hopefully we won't see that guy again. I think we'll be all set now. So
I'm trying to think, like, this guy, is he more intimidated, not physically, but maybe, is he more intimidated by you because you were working at the time upstairs, and then, like, I answered the door, I engage with him initially just to see if there's going to be any shenanigans. You know, quickly I'm able to surmise the guy's just a lunatic. You're like barreling down the stairs. Bobby's already in this guy's face, and now it's the two of you going after. He's yelling. There's a lot of yelling going on. Bobby's clapping her hands and yelling at him, which is completely disrespectful, and what we love. You know, that really gets people going. So glad that we were able to put that behind us. And, you know, plus maybe he's dealing with a little, that's my family home. I mean,
right.
In fairness, I put a little gas on the fire. I say fire because the guy's house is pretty much burned out. And he was putting up a valiant fight for his house. And I said, oh, that house is a piece of shit. And then the first thing he said back to me was, that's my childhood home. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, now we've touched a nerve.
Yeah, definitely.
And he told me to stay out of it.
Yeah. I think it was more so too. I think he was shocked when he seen so many people come out of the house, because I thought he probably thought it was going to be just us two. Then there was like 5 people storming out of the house. He was probably like, "Oh shit, like what's going on here?"
That's right.
So
stepped into a bum's rush.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So here's the question: how much outdoor cooking have you done at your time in the Pittsburgh apartment or house? Or not apartment, but house.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
I have not done any outdoor cooking.
You?
I got to give the credit to Bobby.
Come on.
Bobby does the outdoor cooking. There's growth that needs to be done within cooking outside. So yeah, none.
Not that there has to be any. Do you have a desire to want to master the art of the grill or live fire in general, or like not so much?
I definitely want to get started for sure. You know, there's going to be days where Bobby's not around. You know, I'm moving here soon. I'm going to be by myself for a couple months. So yes, definitely want to get better at cooking on the grill and getting it in smoking too. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, going down to Atlanta, to me, it's like, is that barbecue culture down there? Am I going to sneeze? Yeah. No. Wow. It was right there, and then it left. God damn it. I apologize in advance if all of a sudden I'm sneezing out of nowhere. I feel like one of the best competition barbecuers ever. I think he might be the best competitive barbecuer ever. Myron Mixon from Jack's Old South is from Unadilla, Georgia. So that's in the sticks, of course.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever heard of that, except if you're a nerd like me that follows competition barbecue. They have some pretty good barbecue restaurants in there, some good like regional chains. I think Fox Brothers is out of there, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a couple other well-known live fire guys. I think Brian Furman is Georgia. He might be an Atlanta guy, actually. So there's some places down there that I think are worthwhile going to. But I think like Georgia and Florida, and more Florida than Georgia, get left out of whatever proper barbecue is in the South. So you got South Carolina, you got North Carolina, you get Tennessee, not so much Louisiana. Alabama, of course, has the white barbecue sauce with Big Bob Gibson's. So maybe just being in the bowels of the South will inspire you to want to pick up live fire cooking even quicker.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, the weather's always nice. Gives you a reason to be outside, fire the grill up, I don't think that, I'd never heard Atlanta being big for grilling. I mean, you would know more than me, obviously. But from what I hear, most people that when I talk about Atlanta food, they always talk about wings. So I'm assuming Atlanta's pretty big for wings, I'm assuming. But
I like wings.
Yeah, but I'm not really sure. I never heard anything about grilling, so I don't know if it's really big down there.
The only other thing I know about Atlanta is something called Buckhead.
Okay. Yeah, I know about Buckhead.
But I've never been. But I heard always people talking about Buckhead this, Buckhead that. Also, there's a Ferris wheel somewhere.
Yeah, there's a Ferris wheel somewhere. Yeah. I'm not really sure.
Like Olympic Park or something like that.
Olympic Park.
Is that what it's called, Olympic Park?
Yeah, it's Olympic Park.
By the way, fun fact, a bomb went off there during the Olympics. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know. That's a fun fact, actually. Richard
Jewell or David Jewell, like that guy was railroaded. It was quite a whole thing. Looked at it, I think it was like 96, 92. Shit.
I'll have to look that up. I did not know that, actually.
Olympic bombing Atlanta. That's all you have to do
during the events.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, it was in the park, but it was while the competition was happening. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
it was the whole thing. Yeah, there was a little bombing going on there. What are you most excited for moving to Georgia, Atlanta?
I would say definitely the weather. It's always going to be.
Bro, it's got to be the job.
Well, that too, for sure. The weather and definitely the job. Definitely the job. I'm excited to start something new. Making a slight little pivot from cybersecurity into the sales and consulting world. So I'm definitely excited for that. But yeah, I would say the job and the weather for sure. I'm tired of the cold, in PA. Well, I guess everywhere. I got a lot of snow this year. And so I'm tired of dealing with the snow. So.
You ever heard of Blowfish Barbecue in Pittsburgh?
No, I have not.
Well, I got a guy right in my instant chat, Blowfish Barbecue. He's been in the game forever. Was food truck. I don't know if do you have a restaurant now?
I would say Blowfish? Food truck guy. Is it a restaurant?
I definitely food truck in the beginning, but this, legitimate. Okay. Got to look up Blowfish Barbecue.
Okay.
Just like it sounds.
Blowfish. Okay.
Yeah. How do you miss football?
So I don't think I actually missed the game because, body always hurts, but I do miss the camaraderie with like the teammates. I miss bus rides. I miss the locker room vibe. But obviously you get parts here and there where you do miss it, but I'm not like, man, I wish I was still playing football right now. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I never wanted to play football for even 1 second because all I considered was the amount of pain I would be in. Yeah. And in high school, which would have been my only time potentially even playing before I got cut, would be, definitely I was 155 pounds in high school, like very not big. So maybe receiver or like, I don't even know what.
Little DB action, little safety.
Yeah, but I wasn't fast.
Yeah.
And I wasn't tough. So anything I was going to do on a football field was going to involve pain for me. So I just immediately stayed away from it. But you were like, big muscular, like hitting people. So, and you seemed like a pretty unique athlete in the fact like you're like big, but then you were very quick. I'm no expert, but I know what a fast guy looks like. And so you were very quick to the ball and you were able to put it on people once you got there. They weren't like really breaking tackles or anything.
Right.
So seemed like something. Do you ever think about coaching or anything like that?
I have thought about coaching.
Cybersecurity?
I have thought about coaching. I think the biggest part was with my past job, I really didn't have the time. My schedule was kind of working late hours, so I couldn't really get into it. Wouldn't be able to really commit to coaching a team. But I think now, maybe when I get used to the city and get used to my job and everything, I think that I will definitely have time this fall. Maybe if I can get talking to some coaches or some schools to see if I can come around and maybe be like an assistant or help a little bit with the team. Yeah, I would definitely like to do that for sure.
All right, now we have the info from Blowfish Barbecue. Food truck.
Okay.
In Bloomfield twice a month, right down the road from where Bobby works. How about that?
Okay.
Blowfish Barbecue.
Okay,
Just tell him you know me. He'll hook you up with all kinds of free food.
Check that out.
Yeah. I'm putting him right on the spot right now.
Yeah,
anybody, my daughter Bobby Rempe comes Blowfish. She eats for free and every other time after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if you could name one thing before we call it an evening here.
Mm-hmm.
One thing. What's your most favorite thing about my daughter, Bobby?
Bobby's a character, man. I would definitely say her personality. She's funny. She's a little bit of a loser.
No. We win. What are you promoting tonight?
What am I promoting?
Anything?
No, I'm not promoting.
Got a Venmo you want to give out, or follow me on Instagram?
Oh yes, follow me on Instagram.
Yep.
Instagram is Q_Posey10. I don't post much, but that's me. That's where I'm at. I'm on Facebook too, Quinton Posey.
Are you gonna do a vlog of the move down from Pittsburgh to Atlanta?
I thought about it. I told Bobby, I was like, maybe I should start doing a TikTok. She was like, no, you're corny. And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
right. She shot down my
hey
dreams.
guys.
So
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll take like a video of the whole move of us packing up, driving down, everything. She was like, no, do not do that. She was like, you're not a content creator.
You could be, that could get you famous. I mean, nobody's a content creator until they create content.
That's what I told her, and she basically shot my dreams down.
You could have millions of dollars in your pockets before you set up shop.
Exactly. I was like, look, I mean, might as well just stream the whole thing, up and moving. She was like, no.
Yeah, live stream the drive.
The U-Haul,
right.
packing up.
That's right. Oh my God.
Yeah, she wasn't a fan though. So guess I probably won't be doing that.
Well, all right. Anything else before I let you go?
No, that's it. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yeah, of course. Live in person, once again, our pal Quinton Posey right there. Division II defensive back, star of the PSAC. By the way, PSAC is a huge, aside from a really odd-sounding acronym, PSAC is a very large conference, sports conference, Division II sports conference. So, don't sleep on the quality of football that you get there. And of course, Seton Hill also producing the likes of my second favorite football player, Todd, wide receiver, who set a school record for receptions his senior year. All right, let's see. That gets us there. Yeah, all right. If we look at the poll question of the week, see, I knew it. We're starting to work back. Would you rather have long nose hair or long ear hair? You want long nose hair or ear hair? If you had to choose between the two. Quinton wants long nose hair. Forgot to ask. 62% of the YouTube voting public aligning with Quinton. Malcom Reed also said he would rather have long nose hair, but 38% of my people, which are the long ear hair people, are running a little bit closer for a long time, 100% nose hair. All right, we will step away and come back to wrap up the first hour. Don't forget we have Sam the Cooking Guy coming up 14 past the second hour, and then looks like we will close the show with a Bobby Rempe interview. So stay tuned for that. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. continuing to produce incredibly mediocre content in an exceptionally professional way. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show.
Hello?
Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
And we welcome you back. Thanking our new pal, Quinton Posey, for sitting in last segment, learning a little bit about his football career. A move to Atlanta, Georgia is in the offing. I think literally days after he gets back from his Florida trip, he leaves for Atlanta. We'll get the rest of those details from Bobby in about 35 minutes. Blowfish Barbecue weighing in with rule number 3. If it's free, it's me. Yes, sir. I say that in jest, of course. Free the first time to see if it's legit. Paying customer after that, of course. 50% discount. Oh, Blowfish Barbecue. This is Guga. I would like to take a brisket and stick it in ketchup for 948 days just to see what happens. But like I say, enough talking and let's get to the cooking. It's so great. I'm the best at it. I believe if Google was sitting here in the studio and we blacked the screen out, we did one of these, you would not be able to tell if I'm doing Guga or if Guga is doing Guga. And again, if you're a fan of Guga's stuff, you realize that Guga has voiceover Guga, which sound like this. And then he's free talking, shucking and jiving Guga at the end with his buddies, Angel and the other guy. It's always some kind of wagyu thing. Malcolm says, how can I say no? I don't know. I don't know if you can say no. I feel like there was a time when Sam the cooking guy and Guga were supposed to do a collaboration. I don't think that ever actually came to fruition. I gotta write that down and ask him. All right. Anyway, we are pointing to the second hour where we will find an interview with Sam the cooking guy, of course. We will get you an updated YouTube poll question of the week. We will talk to you about what's coming up on the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less. We also have a new show sponsor that will be taking up a portion of the top of the second hour, which is very exciting. During the Sam the Cooking Guy segment, we will also be reviewing AI's podcast artwork for that portion of the show, or should I call it the second hour? So you have artwork for Malcom Reed that we decided was 4 out of 10, I think. Was it 5? I think it was 4 out of 10. And then you have the podcast art for the Sam the Cooking Guy segment. I think there's some pretty unique elements to both. I'll let you, the live watchers, decide which one is best. All right, reporting to the second hour, refresh your libations. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central show right here in the Barbecue Central Network. Stick around. We'll be right back.